So I've just got a little bit of time here to use up on, so I'm going to go over the blog again. So this is the Victoria Stafford of psychicinvestigation.wordpress.com. It's called Paranormal UFO Ghost Stories, Dreams, Remote Viewing Visions. So on May 3rd, we blogged the asteroid 2010 KX7. It's 110 meters wide. And it's supposed on May the 3rd of 2012, the Earth distance was 0.041 AO, and the Sun distance is 1.037. Of course, on May the 3rd, we had a couple of big earthquakes, right? And those were predicted the week before. Then, while I was using Google Sky, I found a large piece of a planet asteroid. 21 hours, 0 minutes, 28.0 seconds. 43 degrees, declination is 43 degrees, 52 feet and 44.7 inches. Found on Google Sky on May the 3rd. And that's what it looks like. So you can look that up. And then on May the 2nd, there's a severe outbreak of storms down in the USA. So I've got a video about that. And there was no geomagnetic storm, so we were trying to figure out what was causing this great big storm. It does take, the geomagnetic storms do go for 2 or 3 days after the solar flares burst. So it's possible that there was one the other day. So this is Nibiru 2012, Planet X strikes Earth with many disasters. It's a video that somebody made showing you all the things that can happen to Earth if Nibiru comes. And it says the last time Nibiru came was between Mars and Jupiter. The Mayan actually talked about it. And that's what a lot of people think is going to happen December 21st, 2012. What's going to cause the major catastrophes, either a large asteroid hitting Earth or Nibiru, which is supposed to be able, in our area around May or so, they're saying it's actually going to come up close to Earth this time. We'll be able to see it from Earth. We did see it before, back in January. There was 2 suns up in the sky near China, and I did blog about it on this blog. I don't know, you'd have to look it up, all the postings for Nibiru. And it's called 2 Suns in Japan, and that was, one was what people thought was that planet Nibiru. Tonight, I guess around 10 or 11 o'clock at night, we're going to have the super perigee moon. And we're going to have, it's going to align with the Earth and the Sun. And so I figured because the moon's going to be as close as it can to the Earth, it's going to have quite a gravitational pull, and we're going to have lots of earthquakes and stuff going on overseas and anywhere that it's close to. So I don't know if it's on the right side of Earth or the left side of Earth. If it's on the right side of Earth, then everything in the Atlantic Ocean is going to be active. If it's on the left side of Earth, it'll be the Pacific Oceans that'll be active, okay? I haven't actually looked to see which side the moon's sitting on, which I probably should. On May the 1st, there was a 6.3 earthquake in Mexico, 4.5 in Wyoming, and 4.5 in Vancouver Island. I've got a video that shows all the earthquakes along that time, and what he's been doing is he's been watching how the earthquakes, he takes all the earthquakes from 2.0 and up, and he graphs them. So you can see where all the major activity is, right along the Pacific Ring of Fire is what they call it. It's all in that section there. And it's supposed to be extremely active during the same time that the Sun is active, which is what the Mayans said it would be. And during the time 10,000 years ago, the Mayans actually, most of their civilization was destroyed by a huge earthquake during the Sun's peak time. So that's why a lot of people were worried that because it is the Sun's peak time, actually, it just begins in 2012. What people don't realize is that it begins in 2012, but in 2013 it gets even stronger, and near the end of 2013, 2014, that's when it's at its strongest level of activity, which means this is going to be nothing compared to what's to come, okay? So, yeah, you can see there's a lot. There was over 300 earthquakes last week. I don't know how many we had this week, but last week was pretty intense. And then we have April the 29th, the 5.9 magnitude earthquake off of the coast of Honshu, Japan, 50 miles from Tokyo. Again, there's another video there for you to look at. Then there's some postings, because I had done a prediction of earthquakes and flooding in certain areas after it happens, or on the date of that I predicted. I go back into the files to see on the newscast to see what happened, what came true. A lot of things came true this week. So again, the UK is dealing with a lot of flooding, and so I found some videos about that for you to look at. And then cars were crushed in Upper Mill Saddleworth, again the UK. Quite an interesting video to watch. This guy here is trying to save this dock during these high winds, and he's lucky that he actually doesn't get swept off of it when you see how big the waves get. It's something else. So it was an interesting video that I found. I look around on YouTube for stuff that usually it doesn't have a lot of views when I find it. I look for something that's brand new, that's just been uploaded, and then I post it so that you can, the people on YouTube will get lots of views on their channel, and I have material for here for you guys to look at. I kind of like compound it all into one area for you. So there's high winds from Catskill, UK, Sunday, April the 29th. This guy's prepared a disaster preparedness kit, emergency food list, emergency preparedness. Now we have our emergency supplies for 3 days, but we haven't figured out what foods to pack, because last time I packed some food, it didn't keep very well, and it started to stink in the container. It stunk up the container, so I basically took all my foods out. And what I've been doing is buying dried fruit. Now you can get it at the bulk food store here in Canada. I got the bulk barn. I'll go to the bulk barn here. I'll just give you a rough idea what I buy. These are nuts, peanuts, beer banana nuts and stuff. I always have at least a couple servings. This is dried mango. But be forewarned, you have to drink lots of water with this stuff because it's full of fiber. And don't eat too much of it, or else you're going to be sitting on the toilet for a long time. It's a good way to get yourself going. Anyways, these are raisins. So that's what I've been basically, I'm trying to see how long it keeps. It seems to keep for at least a couple weeks, and then it starts to taste stale. These things start tasting stale after a couple weeks. So the bags I'm using are the regular bags you get from the store. It cost me about $7 for those, just that little bit of food. So the good thing about it being high in fiber, you look for stuff that's 5 G's of fiber or higher. It'll fill you up. Even if you only eat a handful of it, it will actually fill you up. So drink lots of water with it though, okay? And then I also have writers typing tunes. I usually do dance music or heavy metal music on this blog, because we had the script frenzy for April. And then in May we start editing our screenplays, and because I do blogging, I like to listen to music. I try to find videos that are at least close to an hour long, okay? So if you're a blogger and you want some music to listen to, this is a good channel to go to. I look for the most recent videos or brand new bands that have just put out new albums or new songs, and they have a playlist for us to listen to, so I put that on here. Here's the other thing, was Northeast Atlantic, UK, France, Switzerland, gale force wind speeds over 28 to 40 knots. So that was my prediction, May the 1st, that they were going to have some very bad storms, and again by May the 3rd it came true, okay? So there's a graph here showing you the wind speeds. If you want to look at the pictures, you just click on them and it makes them bigger. Okay, so we go back off here. And then on here we've got the wind speed, average force, name in kilometers and knots. And then on here I've got the Northeast Atlantic, UK, France, Switzerland wind speeds. And I grabbed the graphs from this site here, Surfer Today. I thought it was kind of cool. It gives you the wind speeds, but it also gives you the world wind direction and forecasts for everywhere around the world, okay? So if you need to know if you're going to have some high winds, people use it for boating and surfing, but I use it for storms, because anything over 36 knots to 40 knots is up to 74 kilometers per hour, and that's destructive winds. It can basically rip your house apart and take part of your roof off, and it has happened a lot in the States this week. There's the thing there. How I get these pictures here is I go here and I downloaded this screenshot thing. I'll just show you how it works. You just click on the little thing on your browser and it takes a screenshot of it, and then if you want to write stuff you click on the A and do a text thing. I should actually do a video how to do this. It's kind of cool. So anyways, then when you hit done, and then you can save it or copy it. A lot of times I copy stuff and put it into my OneNote program when I'm doing the well study videos. That's how I get pictures and stuff for just to show you the things that are coming up, okay? And then let's go. So we got wind speeds increase where wave heights are over 25 feet, according to data converting to kilometers. This is May 1st. So I take this here. So I got the wind data there. I didn't know how fast 40 knots was. So then I went to this site here, anvari.vijir.is, and I'm running out of time. Wind speed conversion. So you can take the different types of wind speeds and convert them to whatever you want. So it's a handy little tool if you're going to do predictions or anything at all, or if you want to see how fast it is, and it tells you here. And there's the graph there for that comparison with Beaufort values. Okay, so that's it, and this is from the oceanweather.com, and this was what I do is I look at the yellow and red areas, and those wave heights are over 30 to 40 feet, and I know if they hit